Hi, welcome to Canvas Collectibles. I'm Charles. We are now in part 3 of the Superman comic books here. So let's get started. We have Action Comics number 364. Okay. Awesome book right here. And we have Action Comics number 364 again. So I have, this is Superman contacts Virus X, which is a minor key. Featuring the Untouchable from Krypton and the Kiss of Death, released April 30th of 1968, okay, by Neal Adams. Yeah, the other one I didn't have the information, but now I do. So, it's again a nice Neal Adams book. Again, I'll sell one of those two on my eBay store. Action Comics number 362. Featuring the Head of Hate. So here we go. An awesome 12-cent Action Comics. I know I'm within the 12-cent issues here. So that is that here. We have Action Comics number 360. This is the origin of Supergirl. This is a key issue. Released March 4th, 1968 by Curt Swan, Jerry Siegel, and Jim Mooney. Okay, you get 5 or 6 different stories in here. Pretty cool. This is the origin story of Supergirl, and again, there's kind of like a board game on here where you can, roll dice and play along here, according to what's said on there. And here we go. We have Action Comics number 359, featuring the Case of the People versus Superman. Okay, so we got Superman sitting on the panel there in court. Okay. We've got Action Comics number 354. Stronger, swifter, and more invulnerable than Superman. Meet that puny powerhouse, Captain Incredible. Okay, so we got Captain Incredible here. All right. Nice book here. We got Action Comics number 334, featuring Supergirl in this, and an all-star collection of stories. Featuring the origins of Supergirl and her super pets, Streaky and Superhorse, Supergirl's super games with Superboy, how Supergirl met the Legion of Superheroes. Okay, so we got this nice cover here, 80-page giant right here. Great book here. We got Action Comics number 358. Superman Guilty of Homicide, Superboy in Argo City, released January 1968 by Neal Adams. So this is another Neal Adams Action Comics here. Okay. We have Action Comics number 329, released October 1965 by Curt Swan, Al Plastino, and Jim Mooney. Okay, The Ultimate Enemy, Dang the Destroyer. Okay, so a nice cover here. All right. We have Action Comics number 318, featuring the death of Luthor. Okay. Supergirl goes to college. Also in this book, again by Curt Swan, Jim Mooney, Leo Dorfman. This was released September of 1964. Okay, nice book here. We have Action Comics number 314, released May of 1964, the day Superman became the Flash and Supergirl's tragic ordeal. Okay, again by Curt Swan. Okay, some nice Action Comics here. We have Action Comics number 310. This is the debut of the Jewel Kryptonite. This is a minor key, released in March of 1964. Again by Curt Swan. Okay, nice Action Comics here. Okay, that's a minor key. We got Action Comics number 306, The Great Superman Impersonation and the Maid of Doom, released in November 1963. Okay, again, same released by Curt Swan, the artist. Okay, here, nice book. Action Comics number 305, released October of 1963. Why Superman Needs a Secret Identity and the Girl Who Hated Supergirl. All right. This was, again, early Curt Swan stuff. Great books here in the early 60s. We've got Action Comics number 302. Okay. Released July 1963. Again by Curt Swan. Okay. A little rough shape, this book, but it's a cool book to have, you know. So you've got The Amazing Confession of Super Perry White and the Day Super Horse Went Wild. Okay. So those are the two stories in this. Okay. And our last two books here, I have an 80-page giant Superman Annual number 1. Okay. This is we got the newest collection of the greatest super stories ever published. If Superman had turned to crime, featuring Superman's most fabulous imaginary adventures. Now this is a really in rough shape, but still cool to have. Okay, this is an 80-page giant book here from the early 60s. Okay, and our last book for today, we have Action Comics number 257, released August of 1959. Very early Curt Swan stuff. Okay, this is the Reporter of Steel, the Man-Ape Skin Driver, and the Three Magic Wishes. So those are the three stories in this book. Okay, it's a 10-cent issue. Okay, so also what I found special about this book was that when I got it years back in Montreal, there was this stamp somewhere in the front cover or inside front cover, or was it inside the front cover? I don't remember where it was. Or was it in this book? Oh, darn. This thing is really, really, really in flaky shape. Oof, boy, this is really, really rough shape. But anyway, sorry guys, I thought this was the I thought this was the book, because like when I was a kid, and even when my dad was a kid, there was this place where we'd go buy our books, you know, or buy newspapers and stuff, you know, where I lived way back when I was a kid, and he had comic books in the back, and he'd stamp the back of the book, and I thought this book was one of them, because there was a few books that I bought in Montreal, and the guy had that stamp. It was called Boule. Back in the day, and he had a really old you know, tobacco store, and in the back, you know, he had comic books, and that's where I'd buy my first comics when I was a little boy. So, but sorry guys, I thought I'd show you guys that stamp, but sadly no, that's not the book. But anyhow, still very rough shape 10-cent issue, but still cool to have, you know. So anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's always a pleasure to show my books to you guys. So again, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for some more sports cards videos and some more comic book stuff coming. So thanks again for watching, and please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.